So today we're in 8.4, slope of a line. All right, we wrote down this formula. Slope is rise over run, and we read graphs from left to right. All right, so now let's look at these images. All right, so I got my little guy. He's walking on the line, and if he's walking upwards from left to right, okay, so look, we read these left to right. If my slope is rising, it is positive, okay? So you could write this down in your notes. Positive slope, the line rises. Negative slope, the line what? Falls. So from left to right, it's going down. I'm looking at the rise. A zero slope, the line is horizontal. An undefined slope, the line is vertical. Okay, all right, so finding the slope. We said that slope is rise over run. So now we're just going to substitute the values that the problem gives us. The wakeboard ramp has a rise of 6 feet and a run of 10 feet. Find its slope. All right, so rise over run and reduce to 3/5, and that's its slope. What I want you to see here is that we write the slope as a fraction, okay? We don't write it as a mixed number. If it's improper, leave it. If it can be reduced, reduce it, but do not change it to a mixed number. Okay? All right, do the second one. Yep. All right, so 12 over 20, and what's it going to be? 3/5 again? Just coincidence. Just coincidence. All right, so finding a slope. All right, now let's look at an image of a graph. Okay, so the first 4 questions on your classwork today deal with a graph just like this, and it says, tell me if the slope is positive, negative, 0, or undefined. So look at this and tell me. Okay, write it on your paper. Stop doing whatever you're doing. Stop that. Okay, so write it on your paper. What do you think this slope is? Positive, negative, 0, undefined. Write it down. What is it?
Positive.
Everybody. Positive. Very good. It is positive, so that's the first part. Now we need to find the slope. So we're actually going to count from the first point to the second. How do I know which one's the first point? From left to right, whatever point comes first. Okay, so now from this point to this point, I'm not worried about their values or anything like that. I'm just counting how many units. I don't count the dot. I go 1, 2, 3, up. I go from a y value of 2 up to a y value of 5. My rise is 3. I want you to count your run. What's the run going to be now? How many units do I go over on my run? Write it as a fraction. You don't have to write the rise and run part. Write it as a fraction. Emily, turn around. Okay, 3 over what? 3 over 3. And now I can reduce that to 1. All right, so 2 parts to these questions, positive, and then tell me what your slope is. All right, go ahead and answer the next one. Is it positive or negative? And then tell me the slope. Okay, so positive or negative?
Negative.
Negative, negative. All right, and what is my rise?
4.
Positive or negative?
Positive. Negative.
It's negative because you're going down in value on your y-axis. You went from a y value of 1 to a y value of negative 3. Your rise falls. It is a negative 4 over, what's your run? 3. Negative 4 over 3. Do you understand why your slope is negative?
Yes.
So on your homework tonight, or your classwork, that we're doing between now and Friday, if your slope is negative, make sure your rise is negative. Okay? All right, and then the next 2, I just want you to kind of look at them. Slope is 0 and undefined. If you're just looking at the graph, just say 0 undefined. Okay? If it's horizontal, your slope is 0. Okay? There's nothing else that you really have to do if you're looking at the graph. if you are, well, we'll talk about that in example 5. Okay, so all you have to say is slope is 0 on this one. Any questions? Yep, that's it. If your line is vertical, the slope, does anybody remember?
No, it is
Undefined. Undefined. All right, any questions on that? Horizontal slope is 0. Vertical slope is undefined. Okay? Example 4. Need to know. I want you to write down this sequence exactly how you see it. All right. Oh, hold on. Not exactly. Let me change this. This is supposed to be a comma. Okay. X1, comma, Y1, and X2, comma, Y2. I want you to write that down. Then write down the ordered pair set below it and write down this formula. This is probably the most important part right here of the entire lesson is your slope formula. And I'll explain more about what this is in just a sec. Okay, so what this is this, okay? Our X1, Y1, X2, Y2 helps us label the values. Are you paying attention? It helps us label the values in my ordered pairs so I know what value to plug in for what variable into my formula. So say it with me. 4 is my X1, Y1, X2, Y2. So which value is Y2? 9. So plug in 9 for Y2. Which value is Y1? 7. Which value is X2?
5.
Which value is X1? 2 over 1, or just 2? And here's when this is helpful. Did I show you a graph on this? Is there a graph here where you can count the units? No. So instead of having to take these ordered pairs right here and graph them, so we get the ordered pairs, we graph them on the graph, and then we count our units and find our slope. Instead of doing all that work, all we have to do is take those ordered pairs, plug them into the formula, and now we can find the slope without having to graph. All right, you see the shortcut? So this formula cuts out our need to graph. That's why you don't need graph paper. All right? Okay, so I want you to do one now. Find the slope given this set of ordered pairs. Okay, find the slope. Y2 minus Y1 over X2 minus X1. What's my Y2 value? 1 minus 5 over 6 minus negative 2. Did you catch it? Double negative changes to positive. Negative 4 over positive 8. Negative 1/2. So based on this slope, if you were to see it on your graph, which way is it going? Up or down?
Down.
It's going down because it's negative. All right, go ahead and find the slope of your second one.
Done. I already did that.
You already did it?
Yeah, you gave us enough time to do that.
Yeah, I did. Okay, so now I've got 4 minus 4 over 5 minus negative 7, which that changes to a positive, so 0 over 12. All right, now here's what I want to teach you about this. If 0 is in your numerator, and you might want to jot this down in your notes. If 0 is in your numerator, okay, then your slope is 0. If 0 is in your denominator, which it's not in this case, but if it's in your denominator, your slope is undefined. Okay, so that'll help you if you're not looking at a graph. We're not graphing these ordered pairs, so you can't see the line. So just know, if 0 is in your numerator, your slope is 0. If it's in your denominator, your slope is undefined. All right, almost done. Finding the coordinates and slope. So now you don't even have ordered pairs. You're like, how am I going to find the slope? I don't even have ordered pairs. All I'm given now is an equation. Well, you've got to come up with ordered pairs. 2 of them to be exact. So you're going to find your intercepts. Remember that from yesterday? Write the equation twice and find your intercepts, your x and your y intercepts. Nope. We're avoiding graphing. Okay? So today's lesson, we're not graphing. All right? I want you to find your x and your y intercepts. All right, so if I'm solving for x first, I'm going to subtract 4 from both sides. Well, hold on. Let me rewrite it. 0 equals 2x plus 4. Subtract 4 from both sides to get it to the other side. Negative 4 equals 2x. See that? Okay, because 4's got to go to the other side. There's a 0, so 0 minus 4 is negative 4. Now divide both sides by 2. X equals negative 2. Now, yesterday, this is where we stopped. Okay, x equals negative 2. I want you to make this an ordered pair now. You know that your x value is negative 2, and what value did you plug in for y?
0.
0. So your ordered pair is negative 2, 0. You see that? Your x answer was negative 2, and the value you plugged in for y was 0, so make it an ordered pair. Now, let's do the same thing for x. Y equals 2 times 0 plus 4. Y equals 4. What value did we plug in for 0, or for x? 0. So what's my ordered pair? 0, 4. Now use your formula to find slope. x1, y1, x2, y2. Now you have your ordered pairs. Okay? So when you have an equation in ordered pairs, come up with your ordered pairs, and then use your slope formula to find your slope.
Found it.
All right, so we take our y2, well, it was 4, right? Yeah. y2 minus y1 over x2, did you catch it? Minus x1, double negative, 4 over 2 is just 2. Slope is 2. Who got a slope of 2? Who got a slope of 2? Very good. All right, guys, that's it. Okay, so that's it. Between now and Friday, we're going to be kind of working on this classwork assignment. But if you understand that, it's everything you need to know for 8.4.